Back in 1977, a young woman named Linda Lovelace was enjoying a quiet night at home when suddenly her phone rang. On the other end was an old friend from her days as an exotic dancer, and he was calling because he had just seen something unbelievable, something that would change Linda's life forever.
You see, Linda had been an exotic dancer at a club called the Peppermint Lounge in the early 70s.
Where she went by the stage name Gypsy. But she had since left the club and the city to start a new life for herself. Now working as a secretary during the day and taking college classes at night. She was determined to make an honest living and put her wild past behind her. But her old friend was calling to tell her that the club and all of its old haunts were gone. In fact, the entire block had been demolished to make way for a new high-rise apartment building. It was a massive complex that would come to be known as the Cabana, and it would soon become the center of a bizarre mystery that Linda could never have imagined. You see, over the next few weeks, several strange things began happening around town. Cars were getting broken into, and people were finding threatening notes slipped under their doors. At first, the police thought it was just a neighborhood kid acting out. But then things escalated when two elderly women were robbed and beaten in their homes. Suddenly, everyone was looking for answers, and suspicion began to fall on the new luxury high-rise, a place that seemed a little too perfect to be true. The police began searching the building and soon found a secret passageway that led to a basement. There they found a hidden room with chains, locks, and, most disturbing of all, a stack of cash and jewelry. But who was behind it all? The police had several theories, but no one could have guessed the truth. It wasn't a deranged lover or an addict trying to support a habit. It was none other than the building's superintendent, a seemingly upstanding citizen who had used his position to prey on the tenants. He had created a secret passage to bring his victims down to the basement, where he would tie them up, steal their valuables, and leave them with just enough money to get themselves home. But he was finally caught and soon brought to justice. And though the ordeal was terrifying, the residents of the Cabana were grateful to have it all over and done with. That is, except for one woman. Do you know who that was?
It was Linda. You see? She had moved out of the Cabana as soon as the building was finished.
But the stress of the ordeal was too much for her, and she suffered a nervous breakdown. She would spend the rest of her life in a mental hospital, but at least she was alive. Thanks for watching.